On the evening of February 1st, 1959, the group of hikers, known as the Dyatlov Group, set up their camp on the eastern slope of Kholat Syakhl in the northern Ural Mountains. The group consisted of 8 men and 2 women, all of them experienced hikers and ski enthusiasts. Their goal was to reach the summit of Otorten, a mountain around 10 kilometers north of their camp. However, something went terribly wrong during the night. Evidence suggests that the hikers were awakened by an unknown and terrifying force, causing them to cut open their tent from the inside and hastily flee into the freezing cold night, without even taking time to put on their winter clothing and shoes. The abandoned tent was discovered by the search party, half buried in the snow, with all the belongings left behind. As the search party followed the footprints left by the hikers, they found the first 2 bodies lying near the remains of a small fire. These hikers, Krivonyshenko and Doroshenko, were only wearing their underwear, despite the sub-zero temperatures. They appeared to have died of hypothermia. Further into the investigation, the search party discovered 3 more bodies between the camp and the tree line. These hikers, Dyatlov, Kolmogorova, and Slobodin, were found with more clothing, suggesting that they may have taken clothing from the deceased hikers to stay warm. They had also suffered severe injuries, including fractured skulls and broken ribs, but without any visible signs of struggle or external trauma. Months later, the remaining 4 bodies were found deeper in the woods, under 4 meters of snow in a ravine. These hikers, Zolotaryov, Dubinina, Kolovatov, and Thibaut Brignol, were better dressed, likely due to taking clothing from the others. Their injuries were the most bizarre and gruesome. Dubinina and Zolotaryov had major chest fractures, and Dubinina was missing her tongue. Kolovatov had an eye socket and skull damage, and Thibaut Brignol had a major skull fracture. The peculiar and unexplained injuries sustained by the hikers, combined with the fact that they seemingly fled the safety of their tent in a panic, has fueled numerous theories and speculations over the years. Some suggest that a yeti or other mysterious creature attacked the hikers, while others believe that military tests involving secret weapons caused their deaths. Some even propose a more supernatural explanation, such as UFOs or paranormal activity. The official investigation into the incident, led by Soviet authorities, concluded that the hikers' deaths were caused by an unknown compelling force, failing to provide a satisfactory explanation. The case was subsequently classified, and access to the files was restricted, leading to further speculation and conspiracy theories. To this day, the Dyatlov Pass incident remains one of the most baffling and chilling mysteries in the annals of unsolved cases. It continues to captivate the imagination of people worldwide, inspiring books, documentaries, and even a movie. What do you guys think happened to the people of this story? Leave your answers in a comment down below. The Hinterkaifeck murders. In the small rural town of Hinterkaifeck, Germany, a gruesome and unsolved murder took place in March 1922. The Gruber family, consisting of Andreas and Kazilia Gruber, their daughter Victoria, her children Kazilia and Joseph, and their maid Maria Baumgartner, were brutally slain on their remote farmstead. The eerie events began several days before the discovery of the bodies, when the family started noticing strange occurrences. Footprints leading from the nearby forest to the farm were found, but no corresponding footprints were found leading back. They also heard mysterious footsteps in the attic, discovered a newspaper that nobody in the family had purchased, and found an unfamiliar set of house keys. On the evening of March 31st, a neighbor noticed that smoke was no longer rising from the chimney of the Gruber's house. Concerned, several neighbors went to investigate the following day. Inside the farmhouse, they discovered the horrifying scene. The bodies of Andreas, Kazilia, Victoria, Kazilia, the granddaughter, and Maria were all found in the barn, stacked on top of each other. They had been bludgeoned to death with a pickaxe. Joseph's body was discovered in the house, also brutally beaten. Strangely, the youngest child, Joseph, was not harmed and was found asleep in his bed. The investigation into the Hinterkaifeck murders proved to be challenging. The crime scene had been compromised by curious onlookers before the police arrived, and no clear motive or suspect was identified. The grisly murders sparked widespread fear and speculation, leading to numerous rumors and theories. One theory proposed that a former suitor of Victoria's was responsible, while others suspected a neighbor with whom Andreas had a dispute. Some even suggested that the killings were the result of a family curse or the work of a vengeful ghost. Despite extensive investigations, the case remains unsolved, and the true identity of the killer or killers remains a mystery. The Hinterkaifeck murders continue to captivate true crime enthusiasts and remain one of Germany's most perplexing and chilling unsolved crimes. In June 1912, the small town of Villisca, Iowa, was forever marked by a horrifying and unsolved crime that came to be known as the Villisca axe murders. On the night of June 9th, an entire family and 2 overnight guests were brutally slain in their own home. The Moore family, consisting of Josiah and Sarah Moore and their 4 children, Herman, Catherine, Boyd, and Paul, attended a church event that evening and returned home with 2 young girls, Lena and Ina Stillinger, who were friends of the Moore children. The next morning, their lifeless bodies were discovered by Mary Peckham, the Moore family's neighbor. The scene inside the Moore residence was a chilling tableau of violence. The 8 victims had all been bludgeoned to death with an axe, their skulls crushed. The faces of the victims were covered with bedclothes, leading investigators to believe that the killer had taken the time to conceal their gruesome acts. The investigation into the Villisca axe murders proved to be incredibly challenging. The crime scene was contaminated by numerous curious onlookers before law enforcement arrived, hampering the collection of evidence. The murders attracted widespread attention and sparked fear throughout the community. Authorities interviewed numerous suspects, including a traveling preacher who had left town unexpectedly, a transient worker, and even a state senator. However, no conclusive evidence linking any of the suspects to the crime was found. The case became even more chilling with the discovery of unsettling details. An unidentified piece of bloody clothing was found at the crime scene, potentially belonging to the killer. Additionally, 2 sets of footprints were discovered, suggesting that more than one person may have been involved. Despite extensive investigations and the occasional reopening of the case, the Villisca axe murders remain unsolved. The lack of a clear motive or identifiable suspect has contributed to the enduring mystery surrounding the crime. Over the years, numerous theories and speculation have emerged, ranging from a personal vendetta to a serial killer passing through town. The Villisca axe murders continue to capture the imagination of true crime enthusiasts and remain one of the most perplexing and haunting unsolved mysteries in American history. The Moore family and the Stillinger girls were brutally taken from their loved ones, and their killer or killers have evaded justice for over a century.